I'm sitting here with Marieke Hardy prior to her sold-out event.
Yes.
Her in conversation with Dom Knight, which is going to be awesome. So just thought we'd have... It's going to be brilliant.
Oh, am I allowed to swear on the...
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah. So, Marieke, prior to a literary event like this, what sort of state of mind are you in?
Oh, I thought you were like, what's your prep? Yeah, go for a bit of a run, have some protein shakes. What's my state of mind? I'm actually looking forward to it. In conversations are much nicer, I think, because, you know, I really like Dom and I really like his brain, and so I kind of like that sense of an exchange of ideas, which might be very tedious for everyone else. I don't know what sort of salacious things people expect. If it's boring to hear us go, blah, blah, what do you think about stuff? This is what I think about stuff, blah, blah, blah. But that's kind of what I'm looking forward to, going blah, 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 what do you think? And not actually saying anything, just doing that with my hands for ages.
That will be brilliant.
Yeah.
If it gets dull, you can just flip to the chapter about Bob Ellis and start reading from that.
That's what Dom wanted me to read, and I wasn't sure about that, because I thought that would be boring for everyone. He said, because he wants me to do a reading tonight, and I said, which bit do you think? Because to me, it's all like, I didn't want to look at it, and he said, read the bit about Bob Ellis. You're in Sydney, it's a Sydney era. But I wasn't sure. Do you think so? It's not too...
I would go either that one or the Young Talent Time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the people who I've spoken to about that chapter. That's really connected with a generation of people.
Girls of a certain age.
Yes.
I would imagine so. Yes, it has connected with. I still haven't heard whether Joey D is gonna. It's all been legal, so he can't sue. And I don't say anything bad about it anyway. Except that you're trying to kiss me, but maybe he's like trying to sue. Going, I never tried to kiss that harlot.
What is Joey D up to these days?
Well, I thought that he was a hairdresser, and maybe he has moonlighted as a hairdresser, but he's got a MySpace page, and he's still singing.
Oh, really?
I had to mime that he's still dancing as well, but he still sings and dances.
Wow.
Quite a handsome chap.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep, the years have been kind. Yeah.
So, can you tell me how the project came about?
What the book
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to do a collection like that for a long time, just 'cause I'm pretty obsessed with David Sedaris and trying to ape his career in my own pathetic, mewling fashion. And it was more, I just needed to boot up the bum, because writing television is, I don't want to say easy, it's so easy, but I find it's a very easy process, and you know, and I was getting lots of television work and lots of column work, and I would fill my days up with that, and the book was sort of hanging there, but because there's no push to do it, I didn't have the compulsion to do it. I needed someone like Jane from Ellen to go, here's a deadline, write to that, because I respond really well to an editor and someone giving me a deadline, but I'm not a very good self-motivator, so so she just sort of said, yes, we'd love to make it, here's your deadline, and that was pretty much it. That was what I needed.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So why did you, what attracted you to writing a memoir rather than, say, a novel or something?
I guess because, I think that's... I hesitate to say strength, but I think writing about the personal is something that I really like doing, and I also wanted to do an extension of columns that I'd written for The Age or for Frankie, and just sort of go a bit deeper and tell stories that I'd only ever told 5 people before, none of which were my parents, so as you can imagine, it's been an abject delight for them. So I think it was about extending myself in that regard and trying to put more of myself on the page and trying to go past the joke as well. I know there's, I do lean on a lot of humour in there, but trying at moments to expose myself a bit more, which I still find quite difficult. Judith Lucy is a mate of mine, and her book was through Penguin, and I remember when she said she gave the first draft to Ben Ball at Penguin, and he was just like, stop telling all the one-liners. And I actually showed him a draft of the prostitute story really years ago, and that's exactly what he said to me as well. I was like, you don't have to, just every second line doesn't have to be and then that's what she said, which from doing the Green Guy column and stuff like that, I was used to going, just keep them 850 words, tell lots of jokes, and everyone will go ha 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 and finish their coffee. So I really wanted to extend myself in that regard. So that was what compelled me to that. I'm supposed to be writing a fiction for them next.
Really?
I did a 2-book deal with them, so they said it's supposed to be due at the end of December. Haven't started it, so it's not happening. And she knows that. This is not like... So they've been a bit more relaxed about that. But yeah, I've got a fiction that I'm writing next year.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a scoop.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So you've worked in so many different jobs and you've done so much. So you must have you know, a million anecdotes and stories. How did you sift through them and decide which ones were going to wind up in the book?
You think that I would have a really... My memory's so fucked, so fucked, that they're probably the ones I'm like, I don't remember that happening in a bathing suits, and I'll make the rest up. No, they're all true. I went away a couple of times to write the book, and once I took all my diaries with me. That was horrible, being alone in a cabin with your like 20-something diaries.
Yeah.
And another thing I think about me, like it was just, it was horrible. But that helped me a couple of times with memory stuff. But anecdotes, it's really terrible. It's a good thing I don't do radio anymore, because I've got this, my memory is, hey, a funny thing happened on the way to Shearer's tonight. Like that, I'll remember nothing funny happened on the way. Oh, a couple of funny things happened, but I can't talk about them. But yeah, my memory's so it really is terrible. Like it is actually quite damaged. So it was easier. And they were a lot of them were stories that it appeared in Frankie or something beforehand. So they existed in a smaller form. So it was like having the chance to extend them.
Excellent.
Yeah. Are your arms getting tired?
They are a little, but it's okay. They're moving closer to my body as
I thought you were being quite
going.
defensive.
Yeah. Now I've lost my train of thought.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. Yes, that's right. What has been the most interesting reaction you've had to the book?
You mean in a general public reading it? People starting to read it since?
Yeah.
People are starting to tell me all their secrets, or their weird, kinky secrets, which I
really?
didn't expect. Yeah, people are like, well, you'll like this. And you're like, no, I don't need to know that about your marriage. You know, yeah, I've had some really amazing kinky secrets, and I'm like, oh. So I think people are like, well, you're so open, so I can be open to that. I found that kind of, I guess I didn't expect that. Yeah, that's been quite surprising to me.
Has Bob Ellis read the Bob Ellis chapter?
Yes, got a text from him last week. Still talking.
Excellent.
Let's go, Marieke Hardy. Okay. So, yeah, he wrote, I got a text from him last, because I've been, as you can imagine, I pretty much in my head went, okay, well, if we're not friends for a while, if we have a falling out, then I'll just be another person in a long line of people who've had a falling out with Bob Ellis.
Yeah.
I'll be in probably esteemed company, David Williamson. Everyone. And so that's okay. But then he texted me and said, I read your story, very well written. My children will be appalled. I thought, well, that's probably a pretty common feeling for Bob's children.
Yeah,
so
that's probably true.
As far as I know, we're still friends at the moment. But, you know, if someone goes up to him and says, you were an arsehole in that book, he might turn around and go, hey, wait a minute. But at the moment, all is well.
Excellent. And any plans to discuss the book on First Tuesday?
Oh, God, I can't think of anything worse. And do you know what? Jennifer, who's just the most beautiful person, wrote me this. She read it and wrote me this really nice card, but she posted Revolution. She posted it saying how much she liked it. And I read it and went, oh, that's so lovely. And I went, wait a minute, she's got terrible taste in books. I hope she's lying, because if she likes it, it sucks. Because I hate her taste. So that was a bit of a concern for me.
That is a worry,
but apart from that, and Jason just goes very quiet because he's the literary editor of The Age. So I think he has friends write books all the time. Yeah. And just has to be in this stiff, awkward position of, you know, them going, what do you say? Are you going to review it? Are you going to review it? And I'm like, so I've just sort of not spoken to him about it, and he's just sort of, it's my Jason Steger impersonation. He's just been very, very lovely. But they've been nice, but I can't think of anything fucking worse than having that bunch of people.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Especially if you have Bob Ellis as a guest on.
What are you? I'm going to go to sleep tonight.
Yeah, sorry.
That's a horrible scenario.
I meant your dog.
Oh, yeah, no, she'll be on there.
She'd be awesome.
Yeah, she would be. Very good. She'll sort of fall asleep on it.
Yeah. Well, my arms are about to drop off, so let's wrap this baby up.
Yes.
Thank you so much for chatting with me, and
amazing.
good luck tonight and with the book and with the novel.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.